losing volume. I want you to pay very close attention. Today, I'm going to reveal a simple, natural habit that can actually help regrow hair while you sleep. Yes, it's something you can do tonight before bed, and it works with your body's natural hormones. Stick with me until the end and comment your age and country so we can see who this is helping the most. Now, let's break this down step by step. When it comes to hair regrowth, especially in seniors over 50, one of the most critical but often overlooked factors is the role of growth hormone. As we age, the body naturally produces less of it, and this decline has a direct impact on hair follicles. Growth hormone is not just about building muscle or burning fat. It plays a pivotal role in cellular repair and regeneration, including the delicate hair follicles that determine both the thickness and density of your hair. Without sufficient levels, the follicles enter a dormant phase, which is why thinning hair becomes more noticeable as we get older. But here's the fascinating part. There's a natural, simple way to help the body maximize its growth hormone output, especially during the hours when it matters most, while you sleep. Timing is everything, and taking a specific nutrient before bed can amplify this process. This is not a gimmick. It's about working with your body's natural rhythm, leveraging the nighttime surge in growth hormone to deliver nutrients precisely when your follicles are most receptive. Hair follicles require constant repair and nutrient support to remain active. Each strand of hair grows from a follicle that relies on a steady supply of amino acids, minerals, and vitamins, all orchestrated by hormonal signals. Growth hormone is like the conductor of this orchestra. It signals the follicles to shift from a resting phase into an active growth phase. Seniors often experience a decrease in this signaling, which is why hair not only thins, but also grows more slowly. By incorporating a single spoonful of a growth-supporting nutrient before bedtime, you can provide the body with the raw materials it needs while simultaneously encouraging the natural release of growth hormone. This combination is particularly effective because it addresses both hormonal signaling and nutrient availability, two of the most common limiting factors in hair regrowth after 50. The circulation to the scalp is another element tied directly to growth hormone activity. Adequate blood flow ensures that follicles receive oxygen and nutrients efficiently. Growth hormone, when naturally optimized, improves microirculation in various tissues, including the scalp. This enhanced blood flow allows hair follicles to absorb nutrients more effectively, giving them the energy and building blocks necessary to produce stronger, thicker strands. Many seniors underestimate the impact of circulation on hair health, but studies show that follicles in areas with poor blood flow are significantly less active and more prone to thinning. By targeting growth hormone release at night, you are essentially activating the body's internal delivery system, making sure that every nutrient in that spoonful you consume reaches the follicles that need it most. Another reason this timing works so well is because the body's repair processes are heightened during sleep. Growth hormone peaks naturally during deep sleep stages, which is why evening nutrient intake has a unique advantage. Nutrients consumed earlier in the day are often metabolized and used elsewhere, but taken before bed, they coincide with the body's peak repair window. This creates a synergistic effect where the hormone signals, nutrient availability, and the follicle's receptivity all align. It's a scientifically backed method to maximize hair regrowth potential in a way that is subtle but incredibly effective. Finally, the beauty of this approach is that it's safe, natural, and simple. It doesn't require expensive treatments, invasive procedures, or harsh chemicals. It works with the body's natural biology, supporting hormone levels and providing essential nutrients in a way that seniors can easily incorporate into their nightly routine. One small adjustment taken consistently has the potential to reactivate dormant follicles, strengthen existing hair, and improve scalp health, all while supporting overall hormonal balance. This is the type of strategy that transforms hair regrowth from a distant hope into a realistic, achievable goal for anyone over 50. Hair is one of the most nutrient-demanding tissues in the body, and after the age of 50, the need for specific building blocks becomes even more critical. Hair follicles rely on a constant supply of amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and essential fats to maintain growth cycles, and a deficiency in any of these can directly impact density, strength, and shine. Many seniors struggle with hair thinning not because of genetics alone, but because their diet and lifestyle no longer provide the concentrated nutrients follicles require. Biotin, zinc, and selenium are especially important as they act as coactors for enzymes that drive keratin production, the primary protein in hair. Collagen is another vital component, providing structural support and elasticity to the scalp and follicles. Without adequate collagen, follicles can weaken, leading to breakage and slower growth. By consuming a specific spoonful of nutrient-dense food before bed, seniors can deliver a concentrated dose of these essential elements exactly when their body is primed to absorb and utilize them. The way these nutrients interact with hair follicles is intricate and precise. Amino acids like cyan and methionine provide sulfur, which is necessary for the cross-linking of keratin proteins, giving hair its strength and resilience. Zinc plays a regulatory role, helping follicles remain in their active growth phase while preventing premature shedding. Biotin supports cellular energy production within the follicle, allowing the cells responsible for hair creation to function optimally. Collagen peptides act as both a structural scaffold and a signaling molecule, telling follicles to remain active and robust. Without these building blocks, even high levels of growth hormone or optimal blood flow may not translate into visible hair growth. This is why the nutrient component cannot be overlooked. Follicles simply cannot grow hair from nothing. They need raw materials, and seniors often have a decreased ability to absorb or obtain these nutrients from regular meals alone. Essential fatty acids also play a critical role, often underestimated in senior hair health. Omega-3s and omega-6 are incorporated into cell membranes, including those of scalp tissues, influencing flexibility, hydration, and inflammatory balance. Hair that lacks these fatty acids becomes brittle, dull, and more prone to breakage. By delivering a nutrient-dense spoon of food rich in these fats before bed, seniors are giving their scalp the tools it needs to rebuild healthier follicles overnight. This timing is important because sleep is when cellular repair and absorption are at their peak, ensuring that every molecule consumed is efficiently directed toward regeneration rather than energy metabolism or other systemic processes. Another subtle yet impactful mechanism involves micronutrients that support enzyme function. Follicles require enzymes that convert these nutrients into active forms, such as vitamin B6, helping metabolize amino acids or zinc, enabling DNA replication in follicular cells. Aging often diminishes enzyme efficiency, which is why supplementation through natural foods can compensate for these declines. This creates an environment where follicles can operate at a higher capacity, ultimately producing thicker, stronger hair. Seniors who adopt this habit notice that their hair begins to feel fuller, more resilient, and healthier over time because the follicles are consistently supplied with the exact nutrients they need to stay active. Finally, this nutrient-focused strategy addresses the subtle interactions between scalp health, systemic nutrition, and hormone function. Adequate nutrients help reduce oxidative stress, balance local inflammation, and provide the substrate for hormone-related hair signaling. Without sufficient building blocks, hair growth remains slow or stagnant, even if other factors like circulation or growth hormone are optimized. The right spoon of nutrient-dense food acts as a powerful nightly delivery system, feeding follicles during the most receptive hours and setting the stage for sustainable hair regrowth. By targeting these precise deficiencies, seniors can not only restore hair thickness, but also improve overall scalp health, resilience, and shine, making the visible results much more satisfying and long-lasting. One of the most overlooked reasons hair stops growing or becomes thin as we age is chronic inflammation. Inflammation is not just something that affects joints or internal organs. It can directly impact the health and function of your hair follicles. Even low-grade, persistent inflammation in the scalp can shrink follicles, reduce blood flow, and interrupt the hair growth cycle, which is why many seniors notice their hair getting thinner or weaker over time. This type of inflammation often develops silently, influenced by diet, stress, hormonal imbalances, and environmental toxins. Without addressing it, even optimal nutrition or growth hormone levels may not be enough to stimulate real hair regrowth. This is why targeting inflammation is a critical piece of the puzzle, and one simple nutritional habit before bed can play a surprisingly powerful role in calming this hidden disruptor. At the cellular level, inflammation triggers the release of cytokines and other signaling molecules that interfere with the hair growth cycle. These molecules can push follicles into a dormant state or accelerate shedding, which is why hair density gradually declines in older adults. Certain compounds in nutrient-dense foods act as natural anti-inflammatory agents, neutralizing these molecules and helping follicles recover. For seniors, this means that even subtle adjustments in diet, especially before sleep, can dramatically alter the environment around hair follicles. When inflammation is reduced, follicles regain the ability to absorb nutrients, respond to hormonal signals, and produce stronger, thicker hair. Without this step, follicles often remain trapped in a state of stress, unable to activate their natural regenerative processes. Chronic inflammation in the scalp also affects microirculation, which is essential for delivering oxygen and nutrients to hair follicles. When blood flow is impaired due to inflammation, follicles are starved and growth slows. The body prioritizes vital organs over hair when circulation is limited, which is why thinning hair can be an early sign of underlying systemic inflammation. By incorporating anti-inflammatory nutrients before bed, seniors can enhance circulation indirectly, allowing follicles to receive the building blocks needed for regeneration. Over time, this creates a scalp environment that is conducive to growth rather than one that actively suppresses it. It's a subtle mechanism, but the effects compound night after night, reinforcing why consistency is so important. Hormonal interactions are also closely tied to inflammation. Elevated cortisol levels common in older adults experiencing stress can exacerbate scalp inflammation and disrupt hair cycles. Nutrients that reduce inflammation help modulate cortisol and other stress hormones, allowing follicles to resume normal activity. This is why the timing of nutrient intake is strategic. During sleep, cortisol levels naturally drop and growth hormone surges, creating an ideal window to counteract inflammation. By providing targeted anti-inflammatory compounds at this time, follicles can transition from a stressed dormant state into an active growth phase. Seniors often notice that with regular nightly support, hair not only thickens, but becomes more resilient and less prone to breakage. Inflammation also accelerates oxidative stress, which damages follicle cells over time. Free radicals attack the delicate structures within follicles, weakening the base from which new hair grows. Anti-inflammatory nutrients often contain antioxidants which neutralize free radicals and repair oxidative damage. This dual action, reducing inflammation and oxidative stress, creates a protective environment that supports long-term hair regrowth. It's not just about temporary improvement. It's about resetting the scalp environment so follicles can thrive naturally. Finally, addressing inflammation through proper nutrient timing works synergistically with the other factors that promote hair growth. When follicles are free from inflammatory signals, they can fully utilize growth hormone, absorb amino acids, and respond to hormonal cues, leading to more visible and sustained hair regrowth. Seniors who integrate this habit often see the difference not only in hair thickness but in overall scalp health, hydration, and resilience, making every strand stronger and less prone to damage. By targeting inflammation directly, you're essentially removing a hidden barrier that prevents your hair from reaching its full potential, creating the perfect foundation for the other growth-supporting strategies to take effect. Hair growth is deeply influenced by hormones, and as we age, these hormones fluctuate in ways that can dramatically affect follicle health. After 50, levels of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and thyroid hormones begin to shift, creating a perfect storm that can lead to thinning hair, slower growth, and increased shedding. Hair follicles are extremely sensitive to these hormonal signals. Estrogen, for example, prolongs the growth phase of hair, helping it stay thicker and fuller, while progesterone supports scalp circulation and follicle repair. When these hormones decline naturally with age, follicles are left undernourished and more prone to miniaturization. By incorporating a specific nutrient before bed, you are not only supplying the raw materials for hair, but also supporting your body's ability to balance these hormones during the critical nighttime repair phase, allowing follicles to regain optimal function. Thyroid function is another critical factor that directly impacts hair density. The thyroid regulates metabolism and energy production at the cellular level, including within hair follicles. Low thyroid activity can slow the rate at which follicles produce keratin, leading to thinner, weaker hair. Nutrients in the nightly spoonful, such as zinc, selenium, and specific amino acids, provide the essential components for thyroid hormone synthesis and conversion. This means follicles are better equipped to receive signals from the thyroid, producing stronger and more resilient hair. When thyroid function is optimized, follicles regain their ability to cycle normally, maintaining a longer growth phase and reducing the rate of shedding that seniors often experience. Insulin and blood sugar balance also play a subtle but significant role in hair health. Elevated insulin levels can increase androgen activity, which in turn can shrink follicles and accelerate hair loss. By providing the right nutrients before sleep, you help regulate blood sugar and insulin, creating an environment where hair follicles are less likely to be exposed to damaging hormonal fluctuations. This nightly habit supports the natural rhythms of hormone release during sleep, allowing follicles to function in a stable, nourishing environment. Seniors who adopt this strategy often notice that not only does hair regrowth improve, but scalp sensitivity, dryness, and brittleness also decrease, signaling healthier overall follicle function. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is another piece of the hormonal puzzle. Chronically elevated cortisol can disrupt the hair cycle, pushing follicles into a resting phase and suppressing growth. Nutrients that support adrenal health and modulate cortisol levels can help follicles remain active, especially during the night when the body is naturally repairing itself. This means that one well-timed spoon of nutrient-dense food can act as a signal to the body, reducing cortisol impact on the scalp and reinforcing hormonal balance. Over weeks of consistent practice, follicles begin to respond more robustly to natural growth signals, producing hair that is thicker, shinier, and less prone to breakage. Additionally, nutrient timing enhances the synergistic relationship between hormones and growth factors. Growth hormone peaks during deep sleep, and when follicles are nourished with essential building blocks at that exact time, they can fully respond to hormonal and enzymatic signals. Estrogen, thyroid hormones, and growth hormone all work together to promote cellular repair in follicles. Seniors who support this nighttime process often see cumulative results as hair becomes denser, stronger, and more resilient. The follicles are no longer constrained by nutrient deficiencies or hormonal imbalances, allowing the body to fully leverage its natural regenerative capabilities. This strategy transforms hair regrowth into a sustainable process that supports overall hormonal health while simultaneously enhancing scalp function, follicle vitality, and the appearance of thicker, healthier hair over time. As hair follicles age, one of the most critical challenges they face is a gradual decline in cellular efficiency. Even when nutrients, circulation, and hormones are optimized, the follicles themselves need specific support to perform at their peak. Over decades, oxidative stress, environmental toxins, and accumulated inflammation can slow down the follicle's ability to absorb nutrients, respond to hormonal signals, and complete the natural growth cycle. This means that simply supplying raw materials or balancing hormones is often not enough. The follicles require active regeneration, which can be stimulated by targeted nutrient intake at strategic times, especially before sleep, when cellular repair mechanisms are at their most responsive. By providing the right compounds at night, seniors give their hair follicles the opportunity to restore cellular function, strengthen root structures, and increase the resilience of newly growing hair. Collagen, in particular, plays a pivotal role in this process. Collagen peptides provide structural support to the scalp, reinforcing the base of hair follicles and improving elasticity. As we age, collagen production declines, which can lead to weaker follicles and increased hair breakage. A carefully timed, nutrient-rich spoonful delivers concentrated collagen along with amino acids like glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline directly to the body during its peak repair phase. These compounds help rebuild the extracellular matrix around follicles, creating a stronger foundation for hair growth. When follicles are supported in this way, they can absorb other essential nutrients more effectively, respond better to hormonal signals, and maintain a healthier growth cycle, resulting in thicker, fuller hair over time. In addition to collagen, antioxidants are crucial for protecting follicles from oxidative damage. Free radicals generated by stress, pollution, and natural metabolic processes can harm the delicate cells within the follicle, impairing growth and leading to thinning hair. Nutrients such as vitamin C, vitamin E, and polyphenols act as scavengers, neutralizing free radicals before they can damage follicle structures. By taking these nutrients before bed, seniors ensure that their hair follicles are protected during the overnight repair process when cellular activity is focused on regeneration rather than daily metabolic functions. This targeted protection allows follicles to operate more efficiently and maintain a consistent growth rhythm even in older adults. Minerals like zinc, selenium, and magnesium also play a significant role in follicle rejuvenation. Zinc is required for DNA replication and protein synthesis within follicle cells, while selenium supports antioxidant defense systems and enzyme function. Magnesium contributes to energy production and the stability of cellular membranes. When these minerals are supplied in a nutrient-dense form at night, They synchronize with the body's natural repair cycles, enhancing follicle responsiveness and overall scalp health. Seniors often notice that consistent intake leads to hair that is stronger, shinier, and less prone to shedding because each follicle is receiving the precise support needed to operate at its highest capacity. Finally, this nightly nutrient strategy supports the communication between follicles and systemic growth signals. Growth hormone, thyroid hormones, and estrogen rely on cellular receptivity to be effective. By enhancing follicle health at the cellular level, these signals are amplified, leading to more robust and sustainable hair growth. The combination of structural support, antioxidant protection, mineral replenishment, and optimized cellular function creates an environment where follicles can thrive despite the natural challenges of aging. Seniors who integrate this habit consistently notice a transformation not just in the appearance of their hair, but in the overall resilience and vitality of their scalp. As follicles regain the ability to produce strong, healthy, the